Welcome, everybody. Thank you, and thank you for what you do. It's good to be back at College Football Hall of Fame in Georgia. And I spent 4 wonderful seasons here at the University of Georgia and been treated awful well by the state of Georgia. I want to start off by saying we'll miss our friend Bob Holt. You know, he would ask questions, and they were always good questions, but they always made me think. I'm going, where did he come up with that question? But we loved him, and we all miss him. I want to thank Greg Sankey for that wonderful introduction. I'm a better player on paper than I was out there physically, but I appreciate him for all he does. I was talking backstage, I just don't understand how he knows every answer to every question that's thrown to him, and he does, and he's that good, and have a lot of respect for him and thank him for being our commissioner. I want to thank Kyle Parkinson, one of the best SIDs in the country. Kyle always has me ready to go, and I appreciate him. Hunter Yurachek, across the board, we've been very competitive at the University of Arkansas. I think it's our 5th year in a row that we finished in the top 20 of the Directors' Cup. Bucky and his men's track team won the SEC. Cal went to the Sweet 16. Dave Van Horn obviously took his team to the College World Series, and Shauna Estes had a national championship golfer. So we're doing well at Arkansas. As far as we're concerned, we had a top 5 win in the country this year, finished 7-6, or last year finished 7-6. Winning the AutoZone Liberty Bowl makes us 4 invites in 5 years. I think we're one of 2 teams that have won our first 3 bowl games at the University of Arkansas. We turned all 3 of our coordinators, which is huge. Let's start offensively with Bobby Petrino. Bobby is a good man, a talented coach. As you go back, look statistically, when he's in his 2nd year somewhere, they go through the roof. The great thing about that is we have our quarterback, Taylor Green, coming back as well. We finished in the top 10 in offense last year, and I think we have a better offensive football team than we had a year ago. Travis Williams, our defensive coordinator, returning, a wonderful man, great recruiter, motivator. I think we're doing a little bit of something different in the spring than what we've done in the past, which will help us get after the quarterback a little bit, take the pressure off our secondary a little bit more. Scott Fountain coming back, obviously, in his 6th year. Some things people may not know about Scott. He's one of the best recruiters on my staff. Loyal as there is, the day is long, has 2 starting NFL kickers, one at Detroit and one at Jacksonville Jags. And we just signed and Scott Starsick, either 1 or 2, depending on where you look at, kicker in the country. And we've got a great punter in Devin Bell and snapper in Christian No. Our roster, we have 19, we signed 19 high school kids, 31 transfers on scholarship, and 8 walk-ons. I do want to address that just a little bit because as long as I'm the head coach at Arkansas, we'll always have a true walk-on, a true one, not a partial scholarship, a true one, just like Brandon Burlsworth was when he was walked on at the University of Arkansas. We're doing that out of respect for the trophy, for the family, and for Brandon himself. 10 returning starters, 4 on offense with Taylor Green, Blackstark, Kimona, and Harris. 3 of those 4 are offensive linemen. Defense, Campbell, Sorey, Dix, and Larry Worth. 1 D lineman, 2 linebackers, and a safety. And our special teams, obviously, I'm high on. I just mentioned them, Devin Bell and Christian No. That is our returning starters. We're excited about our non-conference opponent schedule. It never is easy. I don't think you could have an easy schedule in the SEC. I just don't think it would happen. You could have easier, but the word easy and nothing left on the back end of it never happens in the SEC. We open up with Alabama A&M. It's going to be nice. It'll be nice for the Arkansas fans because we haven't played at home our first home opener since 22. So that'll be great to have that game. Then we go play Arkansas State in Little Rock. We've never played Arkansas State. So that should be exciting for both Arkansas State and the University of Arkansas. Butch Jones, they just came off a 8-5 season. He's doing a wonderful job over there. And I believe that we should have that rivalry. Memphis, a top 25 team. Ryan Silverfield, they were 11-2 last year. We go to Memphis, and they have an incredible football team. I really like their coach, a really good coach, done wonders over there at Memphis. And then, of course, we have a home game with Notre Dame, national runner-up. Marcus Freeman, obviously one of the finest coaches in the country, and has a wonderful football team. Our home schedule is A&M. The thing I want to talk about Texas A&M is that the last time we played them at home, Johnny Manziel was running wild on us out there. I remember that because he came running over sideline laughing at us. They were ahead. He probably could, but that was in 2013, if I remember right. If I misquote me, but I think it's 2013. Since then, we went down to Dallas, and we did not have a lot of luck down in Dallas. So it's going to be good to have a home and home with Texas A&M. I think it's going to be great for the fans as well. We play Auburn at home, Mississippi State, and Missouri. On the road, we play 4 top 15, top 10, top 5, wherever you look at them. Teams on the road at Ole Miss, Tennessee, LSU, and Texas. 6 or 8, depending on what polls you look at, are ranked in the top 25 in there. 9 of them went to postseason. 3 of them went to college playoffs. So could it be easier? I just said that. I don't think so. I think it's an outstanding schedule. With that, everybody, that gives the University of Arkansas one hell of an opportunity. That's what it does. And we've got a good football team, too. They have to play Arkansas, too, now. We know who we're playing. They know who they're playing, too. But we're proud of our football team. This is talking season, but this has nothing to do with what I'm saying. Y'all know me. I think we've got a good football team. I think we've got a really good football team. We've got our starting quarterback coming back. We're a big team. If you look at us, we're not small in any area. We're a fast team. And we have wonderful leadership. I do want to go back here just for a second, and I want to talk to you about the 3 guys that we brought with us. Brought Taylon Green, and we've talked about Taylon and how competitive he is, how much of a leader he is, and all those things. He went to the Manning passing camp. I think he did wonderful down there. He's from Louisville, Texas. He finished 40 yards from the all-time total offensive record for the University of Arkansas last year, 40 yards away from that, and he was hurt the last 8 games of the season. We brought Xavier Sorey, graduated out of IMG from Florida. He led our team in tackles last year, a wonderful guy. You'll enjoy talking to him as well. And then we brought Cam Ball. Cam Ball's from right here, Tri-Cities High School. Cam lost his father this summer, bout with cancer. I will say this, it was one of the most gratifying, joyous ceremonies that you ever could be a part of. It was unbelievable. His dad, Charles, was a fine man. He's wearing a pendant, a necklace in recognition of his father. But Cam has great faith, and it helped him get through it. In closing here, guys, I appreciate you, number one. Number two, we've got a fine football team. We do. And I'm excited to start this season. As of right now, we only have one young man that won't be able to start when the season starts. That's Ismail Cece. He had a wrist surgery, tore some ligaments and a bone in there. He'll probably be out for the season. Other than that, we'll be ready to roll on August 1st, and I would be honored to take questions from you.
Thank you, Coach Pittman. If you have a question, please raise your hand. Molly Ann, Holly, or Olivia will get a microphone to you. Coach, we're going to start over here on our far left-hand side, third row.
Coach Dave Shoemade, SEC Unfiltered. Coach, you've accepted 4 bowl invitations in your 5 years. Y'all won 3, but it would be safe to say there's somewhat of a hill to climb at Arkansas. You have the lowest paid support staff, the least amount of NFL draft picks per capita in that state. How do y'all go about building that roster and setting that culture in Fayetteville?
Man, you know, we have to go outside of our state. In-state recruiting has changed over the last 3 or 4 years because of NIL, and so you have to think about the talent, who it is, versus what the pay is expected, and so that's been a little bit more difficult in our state. But we like to stay within an 8-hour radius if we can. We've expanded that just a little bit, where our kids can come see us several different times. Financially, with revenue sharing, I think now we're back on even keel with everybody, which we weren't. You just read that off. You know, when we were even, we went from 4-20 to top 20 in 2 years. And so I think the program has a chance to get back up to around those 9+ wins than where we were before, just simply because we have the finances to back that. We've got a good football team, we've got a good staff, we've got great facilities, and we got a great state of fans at the University of Arkansas and the state of Arkansas. There's no reason we can't do it. If I was going to make an excuse, it would be financially, is why we haven't done quite as well as where we were projected my first 2 years. But I think now, with it being even, look out, the Razorbacks are coming on.
Coach, we'll go over to our right-hand side, about halfway back. Wilson.
Sam Wilson Alexander from The Advocate. This question you might have kind of already just answered it, but your 2023 recruiting class is mostly gone now. Is that because of those financial reasons, or is there something else you attribute that roster turnover to?
Well, man, I mean, you'd have to ask each one of those kids. Here's what it's not because of: because of the way they're treated, because of the way they're developed, and because of the way that they're taught to. That's not the reason. It could be playing time. It could be finances. Probably the majority of it is finances. But you'd have to ask those guys. But I do believe that whom we got in the replacement, they want to be there. They're happy with what their deal is they have, and that they'll represent the university well.
Coach, we'll go over here on the left side, about 3/4 of the way back, in the middle.
Jerry Humphrey, AL.com. Coach, kind of talk about the development of KJ Jackson and how Taylor has been a great example for him.
I love KJ. You know, we were just talking on a plane coming over here about his development, Taylor and I and Cam and Sorey. But I think he's ready. You know, where we've been is we haven't been in those games a lot to where we can get that number 2 guy developed. Let's go back to last year. We opened up with Pine Bluff, and we were able to get Malachi in the game. We were able to get KJ in the game, and then when we needed Malachi against Tennessee, Malachi was able to do it. Some of the other teams are able to play their 2s a little bit more. We're hoping to be one of those teams that can get KJ in the game. I believe in him wholeheartedly. I believe he's the quarterback for us in the future. I do. We're not going out and looking for somebody else. When Taylor Green leaves, we got him. He's on campus. We believe in him.
We'll go straight in front of me and 2 rows back.
Thomas Jones, Austin American Statesman. Sam, you played Texas twice in the last few years.
Yeah.
Does the fan base still consider Texas a rivalry? What have you learned about that rivalry in those 2 games, and what do you expect going down to Austin this year?
Yeah, I feel like they do. I mean, I feel like it was a very passionate, very loud football game. Obviously, we lost 20-10 this year, but I believe that it is reviving the Texas-Arkansas rival, and we're 1-1 in that. Going down to Texas, tough place to play. Great football team. But we'll be looking forward to going down there, and I'm sure they'll be looking forward to getting us down there. But we have not played down there in those 2 games, played at home. But I believe if you ask our fan base and from the feel of the stadium when we play the University of Texas, I believe that it's one of our rivals, if not number 1.
Coach, we'll go over to our right-hand side again.
Eric G, 92, won the ticket.
Yeah, Eric.
Fayetteville. How you doing, Coach?
Good.
You mentioned the A-State game. You guys are playing them this year, and you need that rivalry. Butch Jones has been pretty adamant about wanting to play it every year. Would you like to see it added to the schedule on an annual basis? And if so, is that game best played in Little Rock, or
No.
is it best like 2 for 1, home and home?
No. I want to play them in Fayetteville, and if that's what I want to do. You ask me what I want. If we're going to play Arkansas State, I want to play them at home. And right now, under contract, we're in our last year at Little Rock. Now whatever the governor decides, that's what she decides. But right now, that we're in our last year at Little Rock, so it'd have to either be there or here. And I'm not really interested in going over there and playing.
Coach, we'll stay in that section. Barry, 3rd row, on the near out.
Yeah, Barry Trammell, Tulsa World. Hey, Sam, it seems like every year your job's under discussion. Is Sam going to be back? Is Sam going to be back?
Yeah.
Does that make your job more difficult? Does it not matter anymore? Does it handle you personally? What are the ramifications of the constant discussion over yours or any other coach's job situation?
Well, when they discuss other coaches, it doesn't affect me, so I'm good there. But let me say this. The only ramifications of someone constantly having you on this list or whatever other list is recruiting. That's the only thing. And it seems to affect us a little bit more in the state of Arkansas because they're up on the Razorbacks, they see more. Now, how can we stop that? We win more games. That's what we can do. Look, most everything a guy brings on, he brings on himself. Most things that come out, you earn it. Now, you may disagree with some of it and all that, but I've earned that. I mean, I have. To get off of that, we've got to win more games. But I'll say this. To consider that you're going to go coach some player for 10 years in the SEC, you're a fool. Kirby Smart, Stoops, that's it in this league. So I think you got to look at it as year to year. How are you doing? I'm not worried about it because I got a good staff and a good team. So I'm not worried about it at all, but I do appreciate the question.
Coach, we'll go over here to our left on the far aisle. There.
Larry Carlson, History of Longhorn Sports. Congrats on the new hip, Sam.
Thank you.
And just wanted to ask you, with all the talk about having to re-recruit your players almost on a daily basis everywhere, is that going to, in your opinion, affect the longevity of coaching lives just to, get fed up with it?
It's a little bit hypothetical. I mean, I will say this. I believe that some of our quality head coaches that are great head coaches, it may drive them into the NFL. I do believe that. But I do think we can make changes in what we're doing right now and keep them in college football. I believe that. So the answer is a little bit of yes and no. I think if we cut down the portal and made it to 1, I think that would keep a lot of guys interested, and you have assistants going to the NFL and all that too. I think that would keep them more into college ball. But to me, opening a portal after you have spring ball is the craziest thing in the world. Why would you have spring ball, know your team, and then 5 or 6 of them leave after spring ball? That makes no sense to me whatsoever. If you give a guy an opportunity to leave, I think that's great. Go ahead. But it's got to be somewhere, in my opinion, in early January, or it shouldn't happen at all.
Which we're going to go all the way to the back of the room at left.
Hey, Coach. This is Reagan Scarda of Inside Arkansas. Tell us a little bit about your tight ends and receivers. There was almost a complete turnover of personnel in those two position groups since last season. Who do you expect to be Taylon Green's main targets?
Well, when you started talking, I knew you was from the great state of Arkansas. Go Hogs. All right. Tight end wise, Rohan Jones, very talented guy. Very talented, fast, very talented. Andreas Polsky, he's coming back. He can do both. He can. I'm not saying Rohan can't do both, but we're going to send him deep. He can run. Andreas Polsky, a good player, can do both. Can catch, can block, can do both. Now, just Platt. Platt is a guy that can do both. We got him from A&M, so he can do both too. Go to wideouts, okay? And you got to add Maddox Lassiter in there as well. So I like our group of tight ends. I do. Let's go to wide receiver. Now, for me to sit here and tell you I know everything about the wide receiver group, I'd be lying to you. Again, I told you about coach speak. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to tell you what I believe, and whatever you believe, you believe. But at wide receiver, I think we've got about 8, maybe 9 that can play in this league. Whom they are, who will run out there with the first group and all that, we're going to run somebody out there August 1 with the first group. Is that going to be the first group? I don't know. But we've got Jalen Brown and C.J. Brown. Those are 2 right there. I love our slots. And Raylan Sharp and Cam Shakes, love them. Love Cam returning punts as well. But I really like those 2 guys. I think we've significantly upgraded there with both of those guys. I really like that. And then on the other side of wideouts, we have Omega Blake. We have Monte Harrison. We have Andy Jean. And we have whom I think is a supreme talent in Antonio Jordan. Now, I know he's a freshman, but we've seen enough out of him this summer in his off-season workout in the weight room and his running ability that we think that he could help us too. And you could add Courtney Crutchfield into that group too. I believe that we have a really good wide receiver core. Again, we're big, we've got length, and our tight end now we finally have 2 tight ends that you could throw 12 package out there and you could throw the ball to either one of them and you could run the ball.
Coach, we're going to go straight down here to our right on the front row.
How you doing, Coach? Demetrius Johnson, Underhill Media.
What's up, man?
Yeah, I just wanted to ask you about your addition of Remy Cofield and how his position has allowed you to get back to coaching and kind of step away from the finances of college football.
Man, he's helped me. You know, the thing Remy's done is he's a good communicator, and all this negotiation through agents, through parents, through whatever it is, he's handling that. I'm not. And man, you talk about taking a lot off a man's plate. The other thing too is it affects you, and somebody asked me that question a while ago about the portal. It affects that. In other words, if somebody comes in to me and they say, I need $16 gazillion thousand, and I think he's worth $1. Okay, so then I'm sitting here going, man, me and you's going to lose our relationship here, and when we do, gone, right? Well, I don't have to deal with that anymore. I don't want to. I don't want to lose the way I feel about a young man. I don't want him to lose the way he feels about me. Remy's took all that off of my plate, and I can't tell you how much smoother the April portal was than the January portal. So he's helped me in that. I think eventually he'll be more into the talent evaluation once he knows what our team is. He doesn't know our team, you know, right now. I don't want to speak for the man, but I don't believe he knows exactly what we have on our team right now. Then he'll know where we need to upgrade, what's the finances in each category to do that. But he's been wonderful, tremendous help to me.
Coach, we'll go over here to the second row. Tom.
Hey, Coach, Tom Murphy, Arkansas Democrat-Gazette. Thanks for the kind words about Bob.
Love him.
And in honor of him, I've got a 3-part question.
Oh, great. When you know me, I'll ask you what question 2 and 3 is here in a minute.
No, it's really just a 1-part. You referenced in your opening about doing different defensive stuff to get to the quarterback. Can you elaborate on that a little bit more? And is it a product of the evolving game or what your roster looks like this year?
Number one, I think you can do, if you like your linebackers, which I love our linebacker group. I like them a lot. If you like your linebackers, you can do more. You can do more. And not just one. If you have one, now they can figure it out. If you have three, which we do, I think we have three. And I like Shaw, and I like Dix, and I like Sorey a lot. But anyway, I think that will allow us to do some more. We're big at corner. We can run at corner. I don't know exactly who we're going to start at corner. I think we have 5 of them that are in there for a battle. All of them except for Davila, and he's extremely fast, are big. You know, so you're not out there going, okay, we can't get into cover 2 where they got to tackle. You know what I mean? We can't get into cover 1 because we can't cover. You know, so I think between the linebacker group and an inexperienced at defensive end is where we're at right now. We've got guys we like. Justice Boone we like. Quincy Rose we like. We got Philip Lee coming in. We like Charlie Collins. We like those guys. They're inexperienced. So I think to get them started, I think we're going to have to do some different things with some veteran people. And we tested that in the spring, and I think it worked for us.
Coach, we'll have one final question over to our left, about 3/4 of the way back.
Coach Jacob Davis with Hogs on SI. How you doing today?
Buddy, I'm doing good. That's Sports Illustrated? SI?
On SI.
Oh, that ain't Sports Illustrated. All right, go ahead. That's on the side or something.
That's right. Coach has got a couple questions, 2-part actually. You talked a little bit about the defensive ends, and tell us a little bit more about the depth of defensive tackle that you built. And maybe tell us a little bit about how you plan to bring a little bit more pressure, considering you only had 26 sacks last season.
All right. Interior-wise, obviously we brought Cam Ball, so we think he's one of the top D linemen in the SEC. Ian Griffard would be another guy that we believe in heavily. Oaks is another guy that we believe in. That David, he came in and was hurt a little bit in the spring, but has a lot of talent. And then the other one that probably is the most improved is Danny Salih, probably the most improved defensive lineman that we had, ends, interior. Now, Cam didn't play in spring ball, so it gave Ian a great chance to get more reps, but he's lost a lot of weight. He's going to be a force. I really like him. And then what was the second part of that question?
Bringing more defensive pressure.
You got a low voice, man.
Yeah.
Again, I believe that our linebackers are good. They're fast, and I believe we ought to bring them. And so I think because of all 3 of them, I believe that we can put more pressure by doing that, and I think we'll continue to turn Travis more loose to go to total 0 more often, but we have to continue to be more aggressive on defense and get them in 2nd and long instead of 2nd and 6 or shorter.
Coach Pittman, thank you for your time this afternoon.
All right, go Hogs. We appreciate all of you. No matter what you write, you're writing about us. Go Hogs. Appreciate you.